Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are getting into some fragrances. These are some of my favorites that I've picked out after trying many samples of some really popular fragrances, a lot of niche fragrances, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels on niche fragrances, so I just kind of, based on like trying different fragrance families, I'm figuring out what I really like because I've never really explored this before. I think before I went down this fragrance hole, I'll call it, I think I had maybe three full-size fragrance bottles and that's it. Now I have a lot more. Let's get into what I picked up. First, we have Penhaligon's Changing Constance. Look at this package and bottle. I mean, this whole portraits line from Penhaligon's, they have animal heads. It's so funny and cool, and the box is even better. Like, I wish some of the colors were on the bottle, to be honest, but I mean, this is a really nice, sweet, gourmandy kind of a fragrance. Speaking of gourmand, I picked up Akro Fragrances Awake is the box packaging. It's like a metal reusable tin. And this smells like coffee and chocolate. More coffee than anything else. And then the last one I wanted to show you today is Escentric Molecules 04. This is Escentric 04, and this is a small bottle. This is not the largest that you can get. This is actually, besides a sample, this is the smallest size you can get. I think this is actually considered a refill for some reason. 30 milliliters, so that's a good enough size for me. And this is a very citrusy scent that I really enjoyed after trying all the Escentric Molecules fragrances. So this is what I ended up picking up, and I want to go through each one in detail, let you know my thoughts, why I picked it up, and that's that. Alright, Changing Constance. Okay. I mean, I didn't know the box was going to look like this, but it is textured. This is one of the boxes that you will pass down onto your grandkids. I mean, it's absolutely exquisite and beautiful, and you never want to dirty it or ruin it, and never throw it out, please, because the graphics and the colors on here, I mean, this is a wonderful gift. If you can figure out which one you like of the portraits line and you can give it to someone, this is gorgeous. Is the most expensive fragrance that I picked up out of the three. I got it on Selfridges because it was a little bit cheaper. Because everywhere I found in the US, it's sold out. This particular one, Changing Constance, and it's available on Selfridges for about $2.40, $2.45. You do have to pay tax. You can get free global shipping if you sign up for it. It's definitely well worth it. $2.40 is the cheapest I could find for this bottle, which is definitely, look at this color. I mean, it's like a brown, right? A brown fragrance. You have to know that you love these. You definitely want to try before you buy. These are not a blind buy. You could. I mean, I'll describe the notes if you really think you'll like it. You could definitely do that. Oh my gosh, look at this packaging. I don't know what this is. It looks like a deer. The animal people probably tell you what animal that is. But looks like there's a woman. There's tobacco down here. There is like a chicken, a champagne bottle, some strawberries. I don't know if these are hints as to what is in this fragrance, but I hope it is. There's some butterflies. But this is not a huge bottle. This is 75 milliliters comparison. A lot of fragrances come in 50 to 100 milliliters, sometimes larger. This is 75 for $2.40. It's on the pricier side. I like the smell of it, and I heard a lot of good things about it before I tried the sample. I tried the sample, I liked it, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna get it before it goes away on Selfridges. So this is 2.5 fluid ounces. This is an eau de parfum natural spray. This is what it comes in. It comes like this. Just packaging details for you guys, in case you're curious. That is how it comes. And so on the back it says, changing constant, one is its own heroine. Sister to Lady Blanche, Constance is what one would call a very modern woman. A sign of the times, and the times they are constantly a-changin'. Dylan? No, surely not yet. We're still wearing corsets. Of course, progress is progress, but will she ever marry? Why work? What's wrong with our government? And why does she have so many opinions? Despite all of this, men fall at her feet, the children adore her, and she gets special treatment from the staff. Okay, nice little backstory there. I don't really know the history behind Penhaligons, but it has the little mark on here. This is my first Penhaligons fragrance. It has a couple little stamps on here. It says, by appointment to HRH, the Duke of Edinburgh, manufacturers of toilet requisites, Penhaligons Limited, London. By appointment to HRH, the Prince of Wales, manufacturers of toilet requisites, Penhaligon Limited, London. Established 1870. I don't know. Does this have to do with the royal family? You guys probably know. And this is the cap. We take that off. Take the head off there. Actually, this probably isn't a deer. This is probably like a gazelle or something. Just the way the horns look are a little bit different. So definitely not a deer. Sorry if I offended anyone. This is a paper label, and that's kind of it. There's nothing on the back. Go ahead and spray. This is like really, for me, mostly, I get a lot of sweetness and vanilla, which makes me think it's really gourmand, but it's not super gourmandy. It's more like very comforting and home-like feeling to me. Just, it's not like super mysterious or a sexy fragrance. It's got just the right amount of sweetness to it and a little bit on the food side of things. But I can't pinpoint like what particular food this might be. Maybe something like a baked good, but I have to read the notes in here. I don't know exactly what these notes are. Like, it's not so like sweet cupcake vanilla-y. It's like a baked good with maybe some, like a fall baked good, some spices in there. Okay, so I am looking on Penhaligon's website directly. This normally costs $2.85. I got a little bit of a discount there, about $40 off. And this is a Oriental family fragrance, and it is, the head notes, or aka top notes, are cardamom, which is why I thought of like that spicy kind of baked good smell. The heart notes are salted butter caramel. And the base notes are vanilla. So that's why I get that like sweet gourmandy vibe with this, but a little bit deeper, a little bit richer. And that's where you get that salted caramel, that vanilla, and the cardamom. And I think it smells delightful. I don't really know what Oriental means, to be honest. It has a little description what Oriental means. I don't really like that name, but it says, these are some of the richest and most sensual in perfumery's canon, defined by warm notes of vanilla, amber, balsams, incense, precious woods, and musk, bold and personal for those who wish to make a statement. Okay, I guess in that sense, a lot of these notes fall into that, but it's not really woody to me, or like, not earthy, so I would think of this a little bit more on the gourmand end of things. Yeah, I think that's an interesting family to put it in, but I guess that's probably the best note if they don't consider gourmand a family. Gourmand, if you don't know what that is, it's just essentially like sweets, food, sweet food, chocolate, vanilla-y, stuff like that, baked goods. That's usually what a gourmand is. If any of those notes sort of appeal to you, I think you're gonna really enjoy this fragrance. Definitely try a sample. This is pricey enough that you don't want to just blind buy it. There's no really size options, so this is the only size. So you can't get anything smaller. It's gorgeous. It smells good. right up my alley. Let's get into Akro fragrances. I did a whole video of the Discovery set, and this is one of my top choices, and I ended up picking up this one because I felt like I'd rather smell like coffee more often than smoke, but I know probably at some point, if I don't find a better like fireplacey smoke fragrance, I will probably get smoke as well, because I really had a hard time picking which one to pick between those two, because I think those are the best of the line. I do think Haze smells good as well, but I went with Awake. Dark was a little bit too dark chocolatey for me, and this had plenty of chocolate notes in it. This one, so I had my boyfriend smell this, and he's like, he doesn't really get fragrance. He can't really smell. He has nasal issues. And he's like, this smells like chocolate, and I'm like, it's coffee. He's like, it smells like chocolate. I'm like, okay. He's like, why would you want to smell like this? Some people don't get it. Like, this is a very niche brand. It's all based on vices. So, like, you know, alcohol. There's a malt whiskey one. There is cigarettes, weed, sex, chocolate, coffee, and that's it. Like, there's not too many options. But these are so unique, and so, I mean, if you get it, you get it. Once you smell it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I like this line. It's very unique, but it's not going to be for everyone. This to me is very gourmand because of the heavy chocolate and coffee smell. I don't think... This is pretty strong at first, but I think it wears well throughout the day. I don't think it's like too overpowering. Now, I wouldn't like spray a bunch of sprays and walk into it. I don't personally would just do like on my wrist or wherever you want to put it, on your neck. You can put it on your clothes, but some of you might get overwhelmed by a Gourmand scent, like smelling it around your neck all day long. Maybe too much. So just kind of be aware of where you want to point this one. But I think it smells wonderful. If you love coffee, you know anyone that loves coffee smells. Like, it's one thing if you drink coffee every day, and it's another thing if you like coffee scents. Like if you like a coffee body wash, coffee body scrub, body lotion. If you like everything coffee, this is up on your alley. I'm not really that person, but I like this, so that might say something about this brand. Now I'll read you the description of this fragrance. This is 100 milliliters. This also is an eau de parfum made in France, 3.4 fluid ounces. And you can get this at akrofragrances.com. There's also a couple other retailers in the US that carry this brand. And if you are a first, I believe if you get the Discovery set, I believe I got a discount on this. I think I got 15% off or something like that. If you're a first time customer, or if you try like one of the scents, you can get a coupon off, something like that. Okay, so Awake, I believe it's one of their top sellers. It has Balkan Santos coffee, green cardamom, Italian lemon, and Haitian vetiver. You'll notice the common notes between the changing Constance and the Awake is cardamom, so apparently I like that. Awake revisits the craziness of coffee through a concentrate of unstable energy that finds its power in bitter scents. So there's no chocolate notes in here, but I do understand why my boyfriend said that smells like chocolate, because it kind of does. Like, coffee and chocolate are kind of close, you know? So just that deep richness, totally get it. But there is a separate scent for dark chocolate. I wasn't a fan of that one as much. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's just a little bit too much chocolate for me, I guess. But smoke definitely was a close second. Like, if I didn't get Awake, I would get smoke, because I just love smoky scents. I've never had a cigarette, but I don't know why I like that one. Anyway, this is our citrus citrusy scent. This is from the brand Escentric Molecules. And this brand is a minimal brand. So if you're not really into fragrances or strong fragrances, you may really enjoy a brand like this and trying out their discovery set. Now I have a separate video on that you might have checked out. If you decide on one, I think if you want something to really actually smell, that you can smell yourself. So there's two types of fragrances with this brand. There's the Escentric version and the Molecule version. The Molecule version might take you a while to actually be able to smell. For me, I can't, like, just trying them for the first time, the Molecules, I couldn't really smell that well. Some of them I could smell more than others, but like Molecule 1, I can't smell really at all. But some people say it takes multiple tries. Whatever. I went with the Escentric version, which is more of a formula, and you can actually smell that one better. So I got the Escentric Formula 04. Now this one has Javanol in it, which is a sandalwood molecule. It has natural sandalwood, but is sheer and transparent, like no sandalwood in nature. So this is all like man-made stuff in here. Javanol is the main note in Escentric 04. The Javanol is described as if liquid metallic grapefruit peel were poured over a bed of velvety cream-colored roses. Accents the grapefruit note in Javanol. It has a bitter top notes of grapefruit peel with added zest of lime, juniper, and pink pepper, given an extra shot of freshness, and marijuana brings out the softer quality of the grapefruit pith. The heart is the fresh, soft rose composed of 4 different rose ingredients. The dry down is balsamic and woody with Javanol in combination with somewhat sweeter sandalwood molecule polysantol. So Javanol and polysantol make up 15% of this fragrance. Do a little squirt, and I didn't remember this has a marijuana note in it. Maybe like a slight kind of herbal marijuana scent, but I smell an earthy citrus, and it's got like this bite to it that I really like. It's not like a typical citrus for me, and I really like the simplicity of this bottle. I think it's really clean and falls in line with the aesthetic of how the fragrances smell. They're really light, clean, see-through. The 30ml Travel Eau de Toilette Escentric 04 for about $43.50 without tax. But yeah, so those are the 3 fragrances I picked up. Even though the first 2 are Gourmand, they're very different. And this citrus slash minimal slash herbal is really nice and fresh, and it's going to be good for summer, I think. This is the packaging. Pretty cool. All the packaging from this brand kind of looks like this, but the numbers have different colors. But yeah, so if you let me know if you have any questions about any of these fragrances as to why I picked them up. I don't know. My nose just really liked them, I guess. And I heard good things about all of these brands, and I of course smelled them all, sampled them all before I bought the larger sizes. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, questions below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye guys.